And of course, we all knew it could happen. And yet, it hurts today. The season is over. And it was a rough season. It's been a rough couple seasons, Drapes.
Dude, I'm ready to go on a 4-month vacation. I need a retreat after this one. Yeah, I need a holistic retreat after what we went through
the
this
Hobbit,
season.
You need to get in the cave.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers,
darkness
retreat. Seriously, man.
Before you do that, maybe you'll hear something from our next guest that'll convince you to stay around a little longer. Senior NBA writer for Yahoo Sports. He's your guy, right?
My guy.
Yeah,
yes,
Vincent Goodwill. Vincent Goodwill, how are you today?
Hey guys, how you guys doing?
Good. I got a new nickname for Vincent Goodwill though. Vincent Barack Obama Goodwill. And here's why.
Wow.
This dude don't return calls. He don't return texts.
Wow.
This dude is harder than Barack to get a hold of. I appreciate your time, young fella.
Did I not just answer your text? And did I not answer this phone call?
Yeah.
People. You see what I'm saying?
You're my guy, man. I do appreciate you, man. You're a busy man. I understand it, man. You're a busy guy.
Vincent, we got a lot of Kings fans today that are wondering about Scott Perry. I know he was here briefly years ago, but what, if anything, can you tell us about Scott Perry and the skills that he could bring to the GM position here?
I think when he was there for that short stretch, right?
Yeah.
That was the year you guys drafted De'Aaron Fox. And I know De'Aaron is gone now and how that went. But he got De'Aaron Fox to shut down his workouts because De'Aaron Fox wanted to get drafted by the Sacramento Kings because he wanted to get drafted by Scott Perry. Like, he's the guy who has the relationships and the basketball knowledge. It's not like, the gimmicky guys and everything else. Like, it's not like this old school sort of thinking per se, but it is someone that understands how to win. And I think he understands what that market needs. I think his mission is going to, hey, let me go in there and make this a better situation than what it is right now. And I think it's not devoid of talent. I think it's a matter of how the talent fits, what talent goes where, and what this roster needs. And I think that's a better position to be working from than to have like a cabinet that's devoid of food and devoid of, resources. And I think he's going to relish this opportunity.
Now, Vincent, when I would listen to you, I hear maybe a slight tone of optimism for Sacramento Kings fan, because on this day, there's a lot of doom and gloom out here in Sacramento. We have no assets, got to give up our draft pick, can't sign free agents.
Overcast outside.
Right, it's cloudy out. Nobody wants DeMar's contract or Zach's contract. Do you see a path for the Kings to sort of massage this and get back to some relevancy out there?
Yeah, I think I do. And I think it's the matter of choosing the path, right? Like, DeMar is older. You traded for Zach and signed him immediately. You know what I mean? Like, so you basically chosen your path with him. I think it's a matter of picking the players that you want to build around and then figuring out what can I get for the existing guys on the roster to recoup some of these draft picks, to recoup some of these resources in the long term. I don't think this is a 1 year sort of quick fix, but I don't think you're that far away. I think you have to decide, okay, what do we want to be? Do we want to be a competitive team that's a first-round team, or do we want to be a team that's in the conversation for something greater? If you want to be in the conversation for something greater, then you got to have the patience for, okay, a couple of years, as opposed to, hey, let's get right back to where we were when we were the third seed and we were playing the Warriors and we were 50 wins and everything else. Like, you got to acknowledge sometimes when you have lightning in a bottle of maybe what that season was, and not trying to recapture that, but trying to build something that is sustainable for the long term. That's the challenge for a lot of the quote unquote, middle franchises that aren't the Lakers or Golden State or the Celtics, is you have to be able to find a way to build something sustainable and not just chase the 8th seed or chase, maybe we can get to the 6th and we'll be happy with that. It's almost like having to have a greater appetite and not being satisfied.
Mm-hmm. That's Vincent Goodwill, senior NBA writer for Yahoo Sports. So, Vincent, a debate that's been raging this year amongst Kings fans who are as divided as have ever been is, well, maybe they should tear it down. No, you don't want to do that. Now, they almost certainly won't. Ownership has shown no appetite for that. So it's very unlikely to happen. But do you think there's an argument there? Should the Kings consider tearing it down and just going into a total rebuild / tank mode?
I think that's always a sexy thing to say until you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Everybody says tank, tank, tank because you're assuming that you're going to get the number one pick. And you're assuming that this number one pick is going to be this franchise changing, healthy superstar that's going to immediately change your life from year one. So many things have to go right, guys, from the moment that you engage in this. Because basically what you're saying is the talent that we have, the players that we have in our roster isn't good enough. The culture that we're trying to build isn't good enough. That means you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball to say we have to do everything right. We are starting from an expansion-like space. And I don't know if anybody has ever been that good. Everybody says tank, and nobody goes and looks at what the Philadelphia 76ers haven't done for 20 damn years. All that stuff sounds nice. You tell me what playoff game the 76ers, being in a big market, having all those draft picks and everything else, what has that yielded them?
Nothing. I mean, and they're in a worse position now with that roster they got and all that money. Let me ask you this, though, because I know you go a ways back with Zach LaVine. I'm a big Zach LaVine fan. At his best, what is he as you chase a championship?
That is a great question. I think he is a high-level number 3. And that's not even a shot. That's a guy that you're saying, you know what? A number 3 can give me 25 points a night. Remember, Klay Thompson was a number 3 on that Golden State team that won with Kevin Durant. He was a very high level third scorer that just created all types of matchup problems and could feast off of, the sun that orbited, which was of course Stephen Curry and then Kevin Durant. In a contender, he can be a number 2. I think if he's your second best player, I think you are in a really advantageous position. I think that also speaks to what type of number 1 that you have. It's less about what position Zach LaVine is in as much as it is who's the point guard, how is your defense structured, what do you have around him. But I think if you're asking Zach to go out there and score 25 a night, defend his position, give you 5 or 6 assists, because I think he's a better passer than he's shown, I think that's not unrealistic.
Vincent Goodwill, how about Domas? Because at some point you need to find your foundational piece. Do the Kings have that? Can Domas be that, or is it expecting too much to think that Domantas Sabonis, for all his double-doubles, is going to be that guy, your main guy, your foundational piece going forward?
He's a matchup problem, but subsequently he's also tougher to build around or tougher to peg.
Yeah.
Because you're not sure if is he better off playing 4 or 5?
Yeah.
A lot of times because he's not the rim protector, but he's not the shooter that can spread defenses either. Like you said, he can spread defenses with how he can, pass the ball. Like he's an exceptional passer. We all know about, everything that comes with him. I'm just wondering now if this isn't the type of team that is best suited for him. Like that's going to be Scott Perry's biggest challenge, is identifying, what do I want this team to look like and what are the existing pieces that helps me get there. And Domas probably can get you something on the open market because he's probably a better fit on a contending team than it is trying to figure out how he fits with you guys.
That's a good point right there. Vincent Goodwill of Yahoo Sports joining us. Vincent, when you look at the trade of De'Aaron Fox, because everyone points to that as a way that the Kings botched it. They should have got more for De'Aaron Fox. Should have got Castle or at least Vassell and Keldon Johnson. What did you think De'Aaron Fox's value was out there, and did the Kings mess that trade up?
I don't know if they messed it up, but they didn't, maximize the value. I think here's the problem. Whenever you trade someone and you don't get the best player back, you're automatically operating behind the 8 ball in terms of public opinion. See Los Angeles Lakers, right? Like no return is going to be good enough when you trade the franchise guy. In addition to, maybe you traded him too late because there was probably an unfair stink on De'Aaron Fox by the time it happened because Mike Brown had gotten fired, and it didn't seem like people were rushing to clear him from allegations of De'Aaron Fox ordered the code red. You know what I mean? Like all of those type of things that sort of linger in the background that thus can also alter what type of leverage that you have in the marketplace And it can make the player be stubborn and say, you know what? I'm not going to help you. Trade me here. Like, that's the logic that Dallas probably had with trading Luka Doncic. If it gets out that we're trading you, we're shopping you, you're going to dictate where you go, and we're not going to get the best return, for us. You can argue those things never work out for the team giving away the start anyway, unless you're the Oklahoma City Thunder and you just raid everybody of all of their draft picks for the present and future. And those deals don't come around that often. I just think that's the one thing that every fan base is comparing it to is, why didn't we get the Oklahoma City like Hall for our star?
Right.
If it's not out there, it's not out there.
Vincent, let me ask you, if I may, about Keegan Murray, 4th pick in 2022. Here we are 3 years into his career, and he's still an asset. He's proven this year he's a really good defender. Overall, though, he hasn't quite found it. He hasn't played as well, as consistently as you'd think the 4th pick in the draft could. The Kings love having him here, but have the Kings done a disservice to him with all the turmoil and change while he's trying to develop as the NBA player we all know he can be?
That's a great question, because there's two schools of thought when you talk to coaches and executives. It's not necessarily Keegan, but just in general.
Mm-hmm.
It is, do you allow your 4th pick to grow with no competition and just allow him to make mistakes and he figures it out, and you give him 35 minutes a night and everything else be damned? Or do you put him in an iron sharpens iron situation where, okay, we're going to bring some vets that's going to force you to be better and maybe take some minutes for you. So maybe you're going to have to be extremely better all the time to take those. Like, I get that. And I don't know what the best way is, but I do like him. Like the play last night where he chased down Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Like it's plays like that it only shows up so much in the box score, but that type of dog, that type of effort, that's something that you want in your building. That's something that you want in your locker room. Guys like that, when they play that hard, they shame you into playing harder, because you don't want that guy to be the only guy out there playing hard. I think sometimes we also get stuck in, he's the 4th pick in the draft, he should be X type of player. A lot of times 4th picks in the draft aren't even productive. That's why it's a draft. That's why it's a lottery. It's a crapshoot. So I think if you look at the player he is now and the age he's at, I do like him. It's just a matter of, are we putting too much as far as expectations on him, or should he be specialized and fit in that role where, all right, he's going to shoot, he's going to defend, and that's going to be enough for us with what we put around him.
Senior NBA writer for Yahoo, Vincent Goodwill. Thank you, Vincent. We appreciate your time very much. I know Mr. Draper sounds like he does not appreciate it.
This is my guy,
but Jay
man.
and I appreciate it very much.
Did you see how he welcomed me onto your fair show? Not even a proper greeting, calling me Barack Obama. That's just as nice as me.
Listen to this guy. Hey, man, I seen this guy go from ashy to classy, so I'm proud of you, man. I'm proud of you, Vinny.
Why you gotta talk like that about dark-skinned people? Why you gotta call us ashy?
Hey, thanks for taking our call, man. This is a legend out
great.
there in Detroit, man, and I'll see you again soon, man. You know that.
Love.
All right, bro. All
Take
right.
care. When we come back, a look at Doug Christie's future as head coach of the Kings, Sactown Sports.
Breaking the Sacramento